I guess, first of all, tell us why you think where you think this war is going, and what it means for Vladimir Putin and for Russia.
Well, I think I'm not a military person, but all signs point to stalemate. The Russians have underperformed, and the Ukrainians have dug in and show no sign really of surrendering or giving up, which suggests that this may go on for quite a while, unfortunately, because it's creating enormous amounts of damage and a lot of lives are being lost. But there are no signs that the Russians are going to retreat or give up. And likewise for the Ukrainians, there are talks. We'll see where they go. But right now, I don't see a lot of optimism about it. If you think long term for Putin, I don't think there's any way to look at this but as a disaster. I mean, what he's done is, demolish the multilateral institutions and rule of law that we spent 75 years building up to make sure this wouldn't happen again. He's recreating a might makes right world, which is not really in the interest of anybody. He's succeeded in getting Germany to reverse its 70-year defense policy and start providing weapons to, in this case, Ukraine. He's gotten Sweden and Finland to think about joining NATO. He's coming perilously close to defaulting on Russian bonds, and that doesn't even get to the question of what he's doing to their economy. The ruble has tanked. I think in the long run, inflation and difficulty getting products from the outside is going to make things very, very unpleasant for Russian citizens. What's remarkable about it too has been the way that the West has united and act very quickly on this. That doesn't always happen, and there's often division on these things. In this case, everybody was together, and I think it's been magnified by what I've called self-sanctioning. You've got a lot of companies who are just saying, the government's not ordered us to do this, but we're not going to sell them anything. We're not going to buy anything from them. We're just getting out of Russia because we think it's the right thing to do. That's compelling. That says something about the isolation that Putin is going to experience.
Yeah, no, and we're going to unpack all of that because I think that's really important. Just to return to the state of Russia's economy, they did avoid default last week, obviously, but your assessment is that can't last forever, and also they've lost the ability to be called a reliable energy supplier, I guess. So those are a couple of perhaps longer-term trends.
I think so. I mean, their energy has not yet been cut off. I mean, the president, our president, is in Brussels today. We'll see what announcements they make going forward. There's been some talk of cutting off oil purchases, but not gas. But we'll see. But I think that what this does is basically tell the rest of the world that they shouldn't rely on Russia and they can't trust Russia's intentions. So the reality is people are gonna look elsewhere for what they need. They're gonna look elsewhere for oil. Now, in the short term, that's going to produce some dislocations, but in the long term, I think you're going to see movement away from Russian fossil fuels. And it's a commodity. It's a fungible market. There are other sources.
Tell us what you think about the general impact to supply chains of this situation.
Well, we're kind of the first thing to say about it is we're having a lot of disruption and sort of it's a whack-a-mole kind of thing. Every week, every month, there's a new thing that we're out of. It was toilet paper in the United States in 2020. Then it was semiconductor chips last year and this year. It's about to be food, at least in the Middle East and North Africa. I don't think it's going to be food in the United States, but even on a consumer level, every time my wife comes back from the grocery store, she talks to me about something that's not there. 1 month it was pet food. No one knows why, but it just wasn't there.
Bill, we're going to have to take a brief break. Hold that thought.